Hello friends, this is Professor Parth Thakkar, and in our today's lecture we are going to discuss about general heat conduction equation in cylindrical coordinates. In our previous lecture we have already derived general heat conduction equation for Cartesian coordinates, so let's start with the cylindrical coordinates. When we are dealing with the problems of conduction of heat through system like cylindrical geometries, so that rods and pipes, it is convenient to use a cylindrical coordinates. In a Cartesian coordinates, we know that we need a three variable x, y and z to define particular exact location of any point in a rectangular or Cartesian coordinates. But in a cylindrical system, as you can see in this figure, if I want to locate location of this point, exact location of this point in a cylindrical coordinate, then I need three variables, r, phi and z. Now what is r? So from figure you can see that r is the distance. R shows this distance from the z axis. This is the distance which shows the value of r. Z, which is the height, which is parallel to the z axis. Z is the height from the ground, the height of this element from the ground, this point, so it represents by z. And phi is the angle. Now understand what is this angle phi. If I see this point from the top view, it will make projection of this point in our xy plane. This is our xy plane. This all area represent our xy plane. So if I look top view, if I make a top view projection of this point, it will be project something here. And if I draw a connecting line from the center of xyz to this projection, then it will make some angle with x-axis, and that angle is phi. So these three variables are enough to locate exact location of this point. Not only r, because there are so many number of more points which are at distance r from the center axis with the same height z. So only phi is the angle which is made by this point if I make a top view projection in a xy plane. So to locate any point in a cylindrical coordinate, we need three variables, r, phi and z. R is the distance from the center axis. In our case it is a z, denoted by z. Z is the height from the ground, from the xy plane, and phi is the angle which is made by top view projection of that point in a xy plane. So this is the three variable which we need to locate particular location of any point in our cylindrical coordinates. Now, to derive general heat conduction equation for cylindrical coordinates, we need to take a little element from whole the system. So let's consider this small element which we are going to consider. Now let's understand, this is our control volume which we have considered from our cylindrical system. We need three variables, r, phi and z, to define exact location of this volume in cylindrical coordinate. Now let's take a look in this two figure. If we need to find out the volume of this our element, then look carefully. This is the height z, this is the height z from the xy plane. So this side, value of this side would be dz. If this much is amount z, then the height would be dz. If this is the distance r, then this side would be dr, because this is a small element, so we can consider this size as a dr. This is height dz. Now to get value of volume, we need value of this side, and which would be r d phi. Now we need to understand why this is r d phi. We know that this is the r, this line represent the r. Let me clear this. Okay, so this is the r. Look at this line, this is our r. If we draw a top view projection of this volume in xy plane, it will look like this. This is our top view projection. This is the angle with the x-axis, which is phi. So value of this line would be d phi. Okay, now this side is r. So if I want to write, the value of this line would be r. This is angle d phi, this is angle d phi. So this is r, this is angle d phi. So this side would be r d phi sine phi, r d phi sine phi, and angle is very small, so we can write as a r d phi. This side shows the values of this side because this is top view projection of this side. So from this figure we can easily understand the value of three sides of our element. This is the distance r, so that this side becomes dr. This is the height z, so value of this side would be dz. Now this is r and angle is d phi, so that value of this side would be r d phi. This is the three things which we need to understand. Remaining procedure will same as Cartesian coordinates. In Cartesian coordinates we have three variable x, y, z, and the volume is dx, dy and dz. Here three variables are r, phi and z, and volume is, this is r d phi, dz and dr. So there are three directions. This is one direction which is our phi, in which heat is flowing. The one another direction is z direction, and one another direction is a radial direction. So there are three directions r, phi and z, from which the heat is flowing by conduction mode. Now let's write down energy balance equation for this control volume. We know, first we consider the net heat accumulated in the element due to conduction of heat from all the coordinates, from phi direction, from r direction, and also from the z direction. Second, if there is an internal heat generation within the volume, and because of this two, because of heat conduction from all the coordinates and because of internal heat generation, there would be a change in internal energy of the system, or we can say that the energy stored in the element. So first let's discuss about this, our point number A, which is net heat accumulated in the element due to conduction from all these coordinates. First start with the xy plane. So to understand xy plane, here we have figure. If we are talking about x and phi, xy plane means in a radial direction, flow of heat in a radial direction. So this qr and qr plus dr, which shows the qr shows the amount of heat which enters in this control volume from this radial direction in this phase. You can see that this is the phase from which qr is entered, and qr plus r, which is exit, amount of heat which is exit from this volume by this phase at the same time interval d tau. Okay, so heat influx in a radial direction. When we are talking about a radial direction, when we are talking about r, the plane is x and phi. So what would be our area in a Cartesian coordinates? If you are talking about x direction, the area would be dy and dz. With the same logic, when we are talking about radial direction, r direction, our area would be this dz and this r d phi. Okay, so when you are talking about this direction, your area of element, area of heat transfer would be r d phi. Dz, of course we can see that from this figure. So according to Fourier's law of heat conduction for one dimension, minus k area r d phi dz, rise in temperature delta T by del R, because in Cartesian it is delta T by del X, so here it is in a radial direction, so del T by del R into particular time interval d tau. This is the amount of heat influx at the same time interval, the amount which is make exit from the element. So we can say that heat efflux would be qr plus dr. We know how to write the value of qr plus dr. It is qr plus change in this qr. Change in this qr means del by del r of qr due to traveling a distance of dr, due to traveling distance dr. So this is our r plus dr. So qr is the amount of heat which enter, qr plus dr is amount of heat which exit at the same time interval d tau. So what would be the heat that would be stored in the element at particular that time d tau? It is qr minus qr plus dr. Okay, so heat accumulation in the element due to heat flow in a radial direction would be qr minus qr plus dr. We know that if we put qr minus qr plus dr, this qr will cancel out. The remaining term will be minus del by del r qr dr. So this is minus del by del r qr dr, putting the value of again qr, which is minus k r d phi dz del t by del r d tau dr. Okay, In this equation, now simplify this equation, this minus and this minus becomes plus. K dr d phi dz, put it at the front side, del by del r, this is our del by del r, in bracket r del t by del r, this is r del t by del r into d tau. Now differentiating this term, the first term will remain as it is, differentiation of second term means del 2t by del r square, plus this term will remain as it is, and this is del r by del r, which is 1. So the equation will look like this. If we put r out of this bracket, it would become r d5, and we have to divide this term by r, so that 1 by r. So this is the amount of heat which is accumulated within the element due to heat flow in a radial direction. We can derive same for the z direction and as well as for the phi direction. So let's discuss about, this is rz plane, it means we are talking about phi direction. So when you are talking about phi direction, heat is entered in the control volume, the amount of heat is q phi. At the same time interval, the amount of heat which is rejected from this phase is q phi plus ti. So heat is traveling rd5 distance, heat is traveling rd5 distance. So your area would be this dz and this dr. So dr and dz would be your area. So minus k dr dz, change in temperature del t by rd5, because heat is traveling how much distance, it is rd5, it is covering this side. So del t by rd5 in time interval d tau. This is heat influx. Heat efflux is q phi plus ti. We know how to write q phi plus d phi, q phi plus change in this q phi because of traveling which distance, rd5. So this is our rd5. Now amount of heat which is going to be accumulated in element due to traveling in a phi direction would be q5 minus q phi plus d5. So this two term will cancel out. What will remain? The remaining term would be minus del by r del 5 q5 r d5. Putting the value of q5 in this equation, simplifying this equation. Now this is 1 upon r, this is del by del phi, so 1 upon r will be common, so it would del t2 by del phi square. This is our simple form. This is already 1 upon del 2t by del phi square. This d tau will remain as it is. K, this is, we need to convert this in a volume form, so we need to multiply by r. So if you multiply by r, you have to divide by r, so it will become 1 upon r square. So this is the equation because of flow of heat in a phi direction. Now for the z direction, the plane would be r d5. For z direction, the heat is traveling, this is our z direction, so your area becomes this is your area, which is dr and r d5. So dr and r d5 becomes your area when you are talking about z direction. In flux, it means amount of heat which entered in a z direction from this phase would be minus k, area is r d5 dr. This side will heat is going to cover, so that the dz, so del t by del z in a time interval d tau. Heat efflux, amount of heat which is going to be rejected by the element at the same time interval would be qz plus dz. It can be qz plus change in this qz because of traveling dz distance. Okay, amount of heat which is going to be stored, it is qz minus qz plus dz. So it will simplify in this form, minus minus plus. This is dr, r d5 and dz. This is our dr, this is r d5, this is dz, d tau and d tau. This del by del z and del t by del z becomes del 2t by del z square. So this is amount of heat which is going to be stored in the element due to flow of heat in a z direction. Now net heat which is going to be accumulated in the volume from all the direction considered, it would be this equation. K dr r d5 and dz will common term from the all phi z and r direction. So this is value of our A. Now let's talk about the term B, which is internal heat generation, which is easily given by, this is Qg. If we denote Qg is internal generated heat within the element, this is our volume dr r d phi dz in a particular time interval d tau. Now because of A and B, the change in internal energy of the volume would given by mass mcp delta T. So this is our mass density into volume. We can write down density into volume instead of mass. So density rho, this is our volume. This is specific heat. Rise in temperature in a particular time interval d tau. Okay, so now putting the value of a plus b is equal to c in this equation, we would get equation which is look like this. In this equation, this dr rd5 dz d tau will cancel out from all the three terms. The equation will simplify like this. In this equation, if we divide by k, it would become k by rho c, which is thermal diffusivity. We can denote it by alpha. So this is the final equation which is known as the general heat conduction equation in a cylindrical coordinates. So that's it for today. In our next session, we will discuss about general heat conduction equation for the spherical coordinates. Thank you so much.